Good evening, everybody. This is Late Night with Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. Welcome to the show. Another beautiful night. It's real cold up here in New England, let me tell you. Up here in good old Connecticut, it is cold. And it is a Tuesday night. We got through Monday night. It's Tuesday going into hump day on Wednesday. So we're getting into the middle of the week. Hey, Linda, everybody coming in here. And it'll be another great show as we've had every night. And we're good to see you all here. And just for new people that are new to our show, that have not seen us ever before, I am actually host of Encounters, the #1 spiritual UFO talk show. I'm also a host on a show that I'm on sabbatical on from NPR Radio, WESU-FM, called The Cosmic Eye. Marinette, good to see you. Angie T, Melissa, everybody, welcome. I'm a contactee from the 60s. What that means is I had visual contact, hey, Lucas, when I was a kid with space people in a flying saucer type craft. I'm also a C5 coordinator here in New England with our Ashtar C5 group that gets together in the warmer weather. And I'm also involved in my connection with my space family, which is the Ashtar Command. So I would be considered a starseed. Yeah, welcome. Jaguar uses 738, welcome. And welcome, Camp Sparkles. Hey, good to see you. Everybody, Jake, all the people coming in here. Excuse me. So I'm multifaceted in the subject. I used to write for Sedona Journal of Emergence many years ago. For about several years, I was a writer. Hey, sometimes it's me, for the well-known publication called Sedona Journal. And I used to write articles regarding the space people and the Ashtar Command. So I'm also very much involved in the subject. I've had many sightings of what one would call UFOs, what they now term UAPs, many times what I call spaceships or orbs that are from off planet. Flower Power, good to see you. New to you treasures, welcome to the show. Nadia, welcome. Kimberly, Jen, ALH. Good to have you all with us tonight. It's very spontaneous around here. We never know what's going to happen, and we never know who our guests are going to be. We cover a lot of area here. We interview people that are contactees, people that are having positive contact with space people. Thank you. We interview people that have been abductees, who have had the opposite experiences. Hey, Sal, good evening. Mona Lisa, good evening. Tiger Clone, good evening. Welcome. Destroyer of Ben, welcome. And everybody coming in here from all over the world. Tamika, Jenny C, Anastasia, hey, Swaggy Brown, welcome. All the people out there. You know, if I don't mention your name, I do see everyone coming in here. Pat, Magdalena, good to have you with us. Kimberly, welcome. Sue Long, MJ, Blanca, Estella, welcome. Nope, TikTok is not going to be banned. That's why I'm still here, because I'm one of those people that is, it depends who you talk to on here. It depends what content creator you listen to. Now, I'm not going anywhere. I got my TikTok here, and my shows are still being downloaded from my YouTube channel. We're going to win this thing. We have the people. We have millions and millions of people, and we're going to win this thing. The government of the United States isn't going to stop TikTok. So, no, I'm going to still be here. I don't want him to worry about it. I'm going to still be here at 11 o'clock at night, and we're not going anywhere. Just so you know where I am at. You know, see, I'm here to bust the matrix, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. So don't worry about it. We'll be here. We're not moving anywhere, and we're going to stay strong. Just so everybody knows. Hey, Donna, good to see you. Hey, Ozzy, good to see you. Bella Glow, we're doing good. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well, you know. Positivity is the way. You know, positivity is the way. Enlightened. Hey, Carrie. Good to see everybody here. We love you all. Like I said, we're not going anywhere. You know. Hey, Jan, good to see you. And I'm going to still create content and do good shows and interview people. Hey, Arthur, good to see you. Commander's not going anywhere. Nope, not this Commander. And we will hear some stories, I'm sure. No, TikTok, to set you straight, TikTok said that they have no agreement with Elon Musk taking over anything, and they made a counter statement. So Elon Musk is not taking over TikTok. Those rumors were untrue. Hey, Classen, good to see you. Hey, Nini, good to see you. Kabashe, good to see you. Hey, Gabe L., did you know that Jesus Christ is a space person? And, Gabe, when Jesus Christ comes back to Earth, just to let you know, I want to give you some information. He is on a spaceship off planet. Just figured I'd let you know, Gabe. I had to let Gabe know about that, Jesus on a spaceship. Hey, Tommy. I was kind of whispering it, so I don't know if he heard me or not. Hey, Deborah, good to see you. We are feeling great. Brandy, the thing is, you're saying I don't believe. I actually know Jesus, and he's on a spaceship. I have a sense of humor, Forgive me, Brandy, I have a sense of humor. But Jesus is on a spaceship. He's off planet. Jesus also has a family off planet. And Jesus does travel on a spaceship from time to time. I have a friend who's actually seen him a number of times on the spaceship. True story, Brandy, true story. But Jesus is on a spaceship at times. Hey, Jared, good to see you. Marcus says, the contact of encounter has grown closer, and they are awesome. Thank you. Hey, Jason. Hello, Victoria. Mona Lisa, I don't know about the Christ Sophia messenger. I don't know what that. I've heard of that, but I just know what I know. I don't know. I've known what the Gnostics are, but I don't really get too much into it. But I can tell you that my friend in Vermont has met Jesus on a spaceship a couple times. Hey, Jay Marks. Hey, Brandy. Good to have you with us. Starseed Lightworker Unity, namaste to you too. Dale Hunt. Hey, good to see you in Globe, Arizona. Hey, Bud Bailey. Marcus, Star Commander never lies. Thank you very much. Have we gotten any updates when we are being picked up? Not yet. The one thing about this whole thing with disclosure and with contact, which I find really fascinating to talk about tonight, is that the initial early days of contact, the people that are not around anymore, the people that were probably in their 70s, 60s, and 70s, back in the 50s and 60s, many of those people aren't even alive anymore. Those were the first people that had contact with real space people. And all the times the space people would pick them up on their flying saucers in the desert, they would say they were Venusians. Now, I don't know why they would say they're Venusians. Maybe they were from another planet, but they used the word Venusian. They couldn't all come from Venus, from a certain planet, Venus. But if you read any of the old contact ebooks, hey, Half Pint, a lot of them would say, oh, I met a Venusian, George Van Tassel, who's very well known. If you find it, his books are still available. Some of them are reprinted, some are out of print. Read books by George Van Tassel. He was one of the original contactees and also part of a large group in Giant Rock back in the day. Giant Rock had split. There was a number of years ago, many, many years ago, it split somehow, the rock. But they used to have a little airport there, and people would fly their planes out to Giant Rock and land there, and people would come in the desert with their cars, these cars that look like old 50s kind of cars, early 60s, 50s, and they'd meet in the desert. And they would talk, they'd all come together. All these people were contactees. There were hundreds of them. And they would come together and they'd share their books, their journals they were selling. back then, many of these things aren't even available anymore. So, hey, Court, hi, good to see you. Hope everything's going well. Very nice to see you. And, these contactees were the first people from the early days of what was known as the contactee movement. That's how the contactee movement officially started. So if you read books by George Van Tassel, there's another, books by Tuella, books by a number of different people, like ABE Books sells a lot of the out-of-print books. You might on Amazon be able to find some of the out-of-print contactee books. Thank you, Tommy Taylor. I appreciate it. I know a lot about that stuff because when I was old enough to start looking at all this stuff, the first thing I wanted to know about was these contactees, these people in the 50s and 60s. These people, they were the way showers for what we're doing now. They were the ones who physically were taken in the desert. They'd meet some space people in the desert, and they'd take them on a spaceship off planet. And then they bring them back to their same location and drop them off. Or the space people would drive an old car. I've heard with Dr. Strange's, they'd meet him in an old 50s car in Las Vegas somewhere, take him out into the desert, and take him on a spaceship, which was the Victor 1. He told me a lot of these stories, and it's amazing when you think about it, Pretty amazing. That's why whenever I find the old out-of-print contactee books, and I know the names, there's an Italian contactee in Italy. I think I have his book. It was translated into English. It's out of print. But there's this person in Italy, he was a contactee just like the ones in America, and he was taken on board a spaceship, and the space people spoke Italian. Well, yeah, they can speak any dialect, so they spoke Italian, Kimberly says, I want to go up on a ship. I think we're going to all get there someday. Jason says, I can confirm everything. I'm going to go back to see what Jason's comments are here. Yaya said, I read... Oh, I have no idea. Yaya, I have nothing. I don't know about that. But I remember Fate Magazine, Charlotte. Is that still around? I think Fate Magazine, up until the 80s or 90s, it was still around. Fate Magazine in England. Hey, Robert. Hey, from New York. I'm so intrigued. I'm just starting to follow you. Robert, we're glad you are. Since you're following me, I need to do a little follow back on here. Let's see. And Robert, we're going to follow you back, brother. I appreciate the follow. Let's see here. And for new people, we really welcome all our new followers. Yeah, the 90s was the end of it. That's right. I remember Fate Magazine. I'd read their UFO articles. The advent of all the social media, there used to be a magazine called UFO Magazine out of LA, and that was a great magazine. As a matter of fact, the editor went on to do a show on the History Channel on UFOs. I think his name was something Burns, and I used to read that. I used to go to the newsstand in New Haven and get all the UFO magazines, when they were all being published. But with everything like it is now, everything's electronic media. A lot of these UFO magazines are now digital. And now with shows like this, you can actually have live discussions about it and real-time video footage. So the print media, there's still some print media on UFOs around the world, and there's still people that like to read print. I still do. But a lot of it's now gone towards social media, apps, YouTube, or what have you, Bill Burns, yeah, that's who it was, Jan, thank you. Yeah, he was really good. And Sci-Fi Channel used to have a UFO show for a time, many years ago. There used to be a group that used to go out and do all that stuff. Many years ago, I tried to get one of the major networks, excuse me, we'll get it out. Many years ago, you don't know this, nobody knows this except me and maybe a few people. I actually, when VHS tapes were really big, I actually tried to get a network, I think it was Viacom. I tried to peddle myself to get a morning UFO talk show on one of the major networks. Many years ago, I tried to do this, and actually, I almost had an interest by the Viacom people. One of the people that they distribute all these things. I said, I want to pitch an idea. I said, I want to do a live talk show on UFOs and on one of the networks. And she told me what I had to do. Like I had to create these videos and edit it and all this stuff. I started doing stuff like that, but it never took off wherever. I'm just really happy I'm where I'm at now. I'm real happy I'm here where I am here in social media. I know commercials. I have my audience is all over the world, and I don't have to worry about whether I sell Clorox or some pharmaceutical drug or something. Oh gosh, you've seen those UFO videos? Cool. I have no idea. I had blocked the person because they had that negative comment. If I find out that they didn't mean it, I'll bring them back. But I don't know what happened to that person. I will try to have a conversation offline with them and find out what happened there. That was a pretty weird comment. I think some videos are, when this technology now goes to, I think some videos are definitely AI. I can weed out an AI video or a CGI video in 2 seconds on here, and even on YouTube. And then I can see the real videos. When people take them themselves, I can tell that those are real authentic videos. It's pretty easy for me to do that, because there's a lot of the other stuff. Yeah. I went on Art Bell's show once, many years ago, and George Norrie's on. Well, I should say he's on late. I'm on till 1 o'clock, I guess, but I don't really get to tune into any kind of AM radio with Art Bell or anything like that. But I do see his videos pop up on YouTube every once in a while. Let's see here. Yeah, so Denise, you know UFOs exist, right? Denise? I said, no, Desiree. I'm sorry. Is it, yeah, Desiree. Good evening, Desiree. So you know UFOs exist too, right? Unidentified flying objects. Am I familiar with Riley Martin, Chief Red Mackerel? Can you explain who that is? Oh, you do believe, Desiree. So you're playing opposite night here. So your no means yes. So you do believe in the existence. 20 years ago, no, 20 years ago, something. I don't know what she means. 20 years ago, what? Tom, he was on the Howard Stern show years ago. Riley Martin. Okay. I don't remember him. Well, I didn't listen to Howard Stern really much, so Desiree, tell me, you really do believe? Desiree, you really do believe? I gotta believe you're here on Encounters, so tell me why you don't believe. I'd love to hear why you don't believe. This is going to be interesting. Seriously, Desiree, why don't you not believe that there's an existing of UFOs? Let me ask you another question. Do you believe that there's intelligent life in the universe, Desiree? Do you believe that there's, intelligent people, beings, other than on Earth? Oh, you believe in God? Oh, okay. I mean, hey, look, I believe in God too, but what does that have to do with the existence of life elsewhere? God created you. God created all the life forms on Earth. God created all the planets, the universe, the multiverse. I believe in God. You only believe in God. Let me ask you a question, Desiree. Do you believe you have parents? Do you have parents, like a mother and a father, sister and a brother? Should I bring her up, you think? Should I have a discussion with her? Let me see what the consensus is here. Other things are just drama? I'll bring her up. But the thing is, I don't want to end up getting into any religion. If I bring it up, I'd love to bring it up, Desiree. We'll have a nice conversation. But when I talk about God, one of my rules is I don't talk about religion here. We'll talk about God in the context of the universe. I'll talk about God in the context of life elsewhere, that there's existing life forms everywhere in the universe, that our planet is the only planet. Because a lot of us here, a lot of us who are involved in the subject, we do believe in God. But the fact that we believe in God doesn't mean that we don't believe that there's life elsewhere. God did not just create life on Earth. God created non-terrestrial life in other planetary systems. We'll bring her on. Let me see what happens here. She seems like a pretty decent person. So let's see what happens if she comes on up. We'll have a discussion. God and the universe. We'll just title it God and the Cosmic Universe. I mean, a belief in God is something most of us here believe. It has nothing to do with our understandings of the universe, because in the universe, we also understand that God created many, many planets and many, many solar systems, many, many suns, moons, stars, not just Earth. God would be pretty darn selfish if God only created our planet. And all these other things were dead planets and dead stars, and the sun wasn't real, and it'd be a pretty boring universe out there. It could be, Karen, but yeah. So that's the deal on that. And the thing is, it's so interesting how we live still in a world. Cole Lacey has a story to tell. Where's Cole Lacey? Cole Lacey, where are you? Cole Lacey, let's see. I haven't seen Cole Lacey. The aliens are the gods they caught religious themes. So Cole Lacey, let's see what Cole Lacey has to say here. Cole Lacey. You have to be over 18, number one, if you're going to come up here. 18 or over, no smoking on the show, on screen, no drinking on screen, no drunks on screen. None of those people can be on here. No religion, no politics, and no paranormal discussion. And no kids. And no cursing. And no trolls. Here we go. So this is Encounters. Cole Lacey, welcome to the #1 UFO talk show here at Encounters. How you doing?
Hello, have you hear me all
Do I
right?
have you on here? Okay, I had
You
to turn my
have me?
volume up. Sorry. I had my volume down. Sorry about that. Hey,
You
welcome to the
have me
show.
now? You have
I
me
can hear you
now?
now. I can
Awesome.
hear you.
Okay, great. The first time I've done this.
I'm glad to have you. So you're over 18, correct?
What do you mean by raking?
No, you're over 18. Are you
Oh
over
yeah, yeah,
18?
yeah. I'm over 40s.
Okay, good. So I just had this other woman, Desiree, who just believes in God, and we all do, and I understand the concept of where she's coming from. So, have you had any experiences, and how did you get into the subject of this? Obviously, you're watching the show. What got you interested in the subject of extraterrestrial intelligence, UFOs, the whole thing?
X File. My dad was just watching the show X Files, and I was probably like 4 or 5, and the gray alien style head came on the screen, and I don't know what happened. I like wet my pants and started crying. And my dad looks over and he rolls his eyes and goes, "Not you too." And then I was like, "Oh shit," like,
Like we have to watch the language. No foul
oh,
language.
oh,
That's
wait.
the
I was
one
like,
thing.
"Oh poop," and he's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Yeah," and he goes, "Well, what about Grandpa?" So I drew we drew the typical gray alien head, and I showed it to my grandpa. He crumpled it up into a ball and threw it behind him, and says, "Don't bother me with this garbage." So you could
So
tell that
nobody in the family really believed in the subject of the fact there was life elsewhere.
my grandpa just didn't want to admit to it. My dad was down. There's a My dad with his friend. Like usually when the UFO comes in when you're driving down a dark road, you try to outrun it. My dad's like me. We're the opposite. We stop and go and check it out. And then my dad
So
had a friend in the car with him. and
Yeah.
my dad was climbing a fence to get as close as he could to this thing. And then 4 hours later, they're just driving down the road again like nothing happened.
So let me ask you a
And,
question. What year? So there obviously was a sighting that happened. What year was it, and where was it?
ooh, jeez. I'm
Do you
gonna
remember?
like late mid '80s
Mid
to early
'80s.
'80s in
So where about? So where this happened? What
Vancouver,
state are you located in when you
probably like in
where
the
this occurred?
Vancouver greater area.
In the where?
British Columbia,
Oh,
Vancouver greater area, like
okay.
the smaller towns around it, like Coquitlam or Burnaby.
Okay.
Uh,
So you're in Canada. Okay.
yeah, we were in the farming country. Yeah, he wanted to go. My dad's friend's like, no, I don't want to do this, right? And my friend's dad was like a Catholic, like hardcore Catholic, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And then like my dad told me this story as a kid, right? And when I became an adult, I went up to my dad's friend, right? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, I have to ask you this question, right? And he goes, did at one point you and my dad driving down a dark road, and did you? And he goes, I don't want you to ever ask me that question again. You're not welcome in
Really?
my house. Yeah, he's like, you're not welcome in my house or around my family if you ever bring
Really?
that up again. Yeah. So
Wow.
basically,
They.
yeah,
What do you think
that's what
happened? Do you think that they had an encounter and they were taken?
yeah, they were taken for a bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
They
I
had
wasn't
miss.
the only one.
They
Even my
had missing
grandpa.
time, right, Cole?
Yeah, for like 4 hours. Like even
4 hours.
like I showed like the almond eyes like kitty picture to my grandpa,
Yeah.
and he, like
Yeah.
frozen like
Yeah.
just like flashback city, and crumpled up and says, "Don't show me this garbage," right? But
Yeah.
like you could tell he was like playing tough guy, right?
Yeah. Well, and he was angry. Why? Because he knew it was true.
Uh
What do you think he was
yeah, he
angry?
knew it was true, and he just didn't. It's like you know how like they like that generation, the parents of the baby boomers, straight lined, go to. He wasn't churchy or anything like that. Didn't
Yeah.
yeah, and he's just like he like you could tell that like he's had problems with these guys. So I know that I'm a third generation
Yeah.
on this plant on this thing, right?
In your
And
family. Yeah.
yeah. I have friends sleep over and they're just like, dude, you're on your phone all night. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm like it becomes more physical, but then it became more mental. And then it's
Yeah.
just like, yeah, like literally like
Hmm.
I'll go to sleep and then I reach
Yeah.
out my hand. I don't know if I'm doing it in my mind or if I'm doing it physically. I'll reach
Yeah.
out my hand and this certain guy, he's like 4 feet tall, doesn't look like a gray, just a smaller version of a human with like a larger forehead,
Yeah. Yeah.
grabs me
Yeah.
and pulls me like right out of my body, and we like literally just jump out of my third story window. And he's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to go to the moon and feel the lunar surface between my feet." Right? And he's like, "Bam!" Right? But remember, this is on probably the astral plane.
No, they're astral traveling, but it also could be that you're in a dream state too. Correct?
The dream. I found out the difference between the dream state and what's a lucid dream for me and what isn't a lucid dream. A lucid dream for me is when I'm in control and things are going down my way, and
Hmm.
the other way is I'm asking questions and getting answers that I wouldn't have thought of in a million years. They're
Hmm.
like, remember Al Gore? He's like from like the '90s. Oh, Florida's gonna go underwater. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like
Hmm.
he said, like the continent was going to be sunk by now.
Right.
And that aliens told me is that Earth is like water rich, like beyond any other planet. That that water that was supposed to flood us, they removed it. And that's why back in the early '90s they were predicting like coastal water would raise meters and stuff like that. And they're like, we
Hmm.
removed it and used it because we need water too, right? Like just
Now,
things like
now so there are really just to let you know there are no aliens. That's just an Earth-based media term. But there are what you call Zeta, the ones with the big heads. and some of them are tall, some of them are short. Those are Zeta Reticuli. They're from the Zeta Reticuli system. Just so you know.
Those they
So
have like
you
they
had
have those
encounters with
little
them, correct?
physical and mental, more mental as they got older.
What was
But
the physical encounter? When did that happen?
probably like come they come off and on and show up in my bedroom sometimes. Usually I have
Hmm.
to summon them. Like I'll be like too pooped to do anything, so I will just go to bed that night. And
Hmm.
then some days I'll be like, like kind of meditating and waiting and waiting,
Hmm.
and then that's what the key is for me is I reach my arm out and
Yeah.
then something grabs it, right? And at first it was mostly the grays, and then it came to these like shorter dudes, and like I was like calling them like I'm like, oh, you're my spirit animal, and jokingly, right? And it like pissed them
Yeah.
off. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just
Now let me ask a question, Coles. So the shorter ones also are Zeta. There's tall and short. So
yeah,
the both the
whites, yeah,
tall and the short
all
they
all
have the
grays.
round head with the almond eyes.
I think I was like, yeah, or the Arcturian style, but they're pretty tall. But yeah, it was mostly just the little runaround guys and their
Hmm.
bosses.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that mostly of those ones I've seen. I've
Interesting.
some of the
Interesting.
Palladians and the Nordics.
Wait,
It's
so let me
actually
slow I gotta slow you down. So you mentioned Palladians and Nordics. Have you encountered with them too?
yes, but
You
not in this,
have.
not as in as well. That's what I'm only going by what people put up pictures and say these are Nordics, right?
No, but I want not so what people put. Did you yourself physically ever meet a Palladian space person?
Yeah, yes, but not in the physical.
Can you explain what you mean by not in the physical?
Not in the physical. Imagine a dream that's so real that you're like I said, like people in my house
Right.
were like you're talking on your cell phone all night,
Hmm.
arguing with people and
Yeah.
asking questions, because
Hmm.
like that's how I break up a lucid dream from like
Hmm.
an encounter. An encounter is that they're controlling they have more control than I do,
Hmm.
and I know that I'm out and they know that
Yeah.
I'm out. Yeah, and they'll just, yeah, you ask them just
So
general things.
what the Palladians call, so there's a thing called cosmic dreaming. The difference between cosmic dreaming, like you have a regular dream and you think
Yeah,
marshmallows are floating in the sky. But when you
yeah.
have a cosmic dream, it's a reality. It's not so much a dream. I've defined it over the years when I hear stories.
I guess I could be there physically,
Yeah, through
but
the
like,
cosmic dream, you would be.
yeah, yeah. It's like I don't know, and there's like I don't know. People say that there's like a silver thing that locks you to your body. I don't see that anywhere. I don't have that. And
Hmm.
then
Hmm.
people are saying, "Oh Jesus, use Jesus's name and they'll go away." That doesn't work either. Right?
For
But
you, it
you
doesn't work, but other
like
people have used it
in the
and they
early
show I've interviewed.
in the early days, it was like scary and I didn't want it, and then it just
Yeah,
happened so much it just became like once a week thing.
yeah, yeah.
And I've
So
looped people.
do you think I got to ask you? I'm sure my audience has questions here, and the thing is, do you think that when the Zeta Reticuli, the short ones or the tall Zeta, take
Yeah,
you,
your
are
typical
they
X.
taking? Are you having an abduction experience against your will? It seems like they're
Yes, I
coming.
can. It's not sleep paralysis. It's something different. I know what sleep paralysis is because I experienced that too. But
Mhm.
like I'm like talking to them and yeah, and then like it feels like someone put like a lead blanket on me and I can just scoot around and the only
Yeah,
thing I can really do is talk
yeah,
and
yeah.
mumble and stuff, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
So the experiences you have, and I've interviewed hundreds of people in the last 3 years. Do you feel when it happened, was it something that it seems like it's generational, like you mentioned when parents were, they were on that road, they had 4 hours missing time.
Yeah.
It seems like in Canada where you are, generationally, you're the third generation to be abducted by these Zeta. Would that be an accurate description based on your story?
Yeah, or to have some contact is because
Contact, yeah,
yeah, like I've never like as far on the TV, I've never seen a gray alien in my life. It
yep,
never thought of one. And then my dad turned on X Files one day when I was a kid, and
yeah, and that's when you saw it.
as soon as those gray alien guy's head came on screen with those almond eyes, I literally like I was probably maybe 4 to 6. I
Yeah,
started crying and I wet myself. And then my dad's like, "Oh no, not you too." And I was like, "Oh
yeah.
no." And
So
then we're
your
like,
dad was saying not you too because when he was a kid, had
"Yeah, with the
probably
with
been
the with
abducted. He had probably
when,
been
yeah,
abducted
when he was an
by
adult,
Zeta.
yeah, when he was an adult, he was on a backcountry farm road, and there was a UFO tailing them. And my dad, instead of like burning, trying to get away like most people, he's like, screw this, pulls the car over and climbed up. There's like a fence nearby to try to get closer to it. And then
Hmm.
and then the guy that was in the car with my dad's like, get in, let's get out of here, let's get out of here. And my dad just says, I remember reaching towards the UFO, maybe being like 10 feet away. And then all of a sudden it was just flash. We were on the
Yeah,
same we're on the same road,
yeah,
just not moving with, car totally functioning properly
yeah,
and everything and missing 3 to 4 hours.
yeah. See, 3 to 4 hours. And I believe me, I knew people like Bud Hopkins back in the day at a UFO conference. We spoke. Bud Hopkins is not around anymore, but he wrote many books of hypnosis of people that were abducted, various types of abductions. I did a TV show. We went down to Long Island, New York to fill in for a UFO show, myself
Yeah.
and someone, and we interviewed somebody who had been an abductee that was taken and put on a table by the Zeta, and they were implanted by the Zeta, and they told their story on the TV show we were doing. And so I'm very familiar with it, and every abduction is different because everybody has a different story, and your story, your dad's story, that you remember of what they did, his willingness to want to stop the car and be there probably wasn't the best thing to do, although his mind got the best of him. And that's when he had the missing time and got abducted.
My dad's
Um,
like these guys are like they can like it's like a mouse in a small cage. Like they can grip him at any time. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So he's
yeah,
more
yeah.
curious. And like I said, the guy that was with him was like a Sunday goer, mass.
Right. Went to church and yeah, I
And
got
yeah,
you.
and it's like 20 years after that, like after my dad passed away, I
Yeah,
went up to him and I said, "Listen, there's something I have to ask you." And he's like, "If it's what I think it is, don't." And then I started kind of get hinting towards what it was, and he's just like,
yeah,
"Listen, if you bring this question up again, you're not allowed in my house, around my family, blah 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 blah," because
yeah.
he hardcore Catholics. And like my theory is that there's like life forms all the way from number one, which is not Yahweh, but there is a top God, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff in the middle, and then there's us, and then there's a whole bunch of stuff under us. And I believe that over the centuries, that different parts of the world, these aliens would come and
Well,
in.
let me just again let me rephrase it. There really aren't any aliens; they don't exist. That's an Earth-based term. There are
Yeah, well,
non-terrestrial beings, space beings, or Zeta, those
interdimensional.
kinds of things.
When I mean aliens, I mean like not humans.
Right, non-human,
What
non-human
should I call them?
ETs. Just call them
ET.
ETs.
Okay, yeah, the yeah, ETs. I think that like if you take the Bible and you chop it up, it's Sumerian on cuneiform tablet. Like even in Egypt, like Horus was born from Isis on a virgin birth during the winter solstice. Like these stories, and they write all this stuff down, and then I think at the Council of Nicaea they had all these ancient texts, and then the Roman Empire was falling and became the Roman Church instead of the Roman Empire. This is just my guesses,
Your guesses, yeah. But
on
again,
what.
also understand there's a lot of encoded in the words. There's a lot of encoded stuff that is off planet understanding that people on Earth don't understand. But
Yeah, yeah, that's above
I'll
our,
tell
that's
you, Cole.
above our,
Yeah.
understanding at this moment, right?
Well, Cole, I want to take time to thank you, man, for coming up here, having the courage for the first time to come on the show in
Thanks, man.
Canada and share your story about your dad, yourself, and it's fascinating. Everybody's stories are different. That's what I love about this show, and I want to thank you. I hope you'll continue watching. We're on at 11 o'clock Eastern here on the East Coast of the U.S. worldwide, and this is the number one UFO talk show on social media,
Okay, well,
spiritual talk show.
I just followed you, but yeah, man. So the things you're saying is just like typical, like stuff, right? But one thing I do find is that the negative ones need your permission for them to screw with you, like mess with you,
Yeah.
like.
So with the negative ones, just so you know, I work with a group of people, and the negative, lower vibrational ETs, we're getting rid of them. We're getting them off the planet. I'm with a group of people that are involved, and they won't touch us. We work with the positive space people, myself included. So I can tell you that we have no problem getting rid of them. They won't come near us at all. We can get rid of them in 2 seconds.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know about that. Everyone's talking about like Galactic Federation and stuff like this. You know what I mean? And people are always worried about an alien encounter, and I'm like, you gotta look at it logically. If these guys are like star hopping, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to worry about it. It'll be done in a flash, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing to be afraid of, or it would have already have happened.
All right, Cole, I want to thank you for coming on here, and I appreciate your sharing. You're our
Been a
first guest for the
while.
night.
Never actually talked out to anyone outside, like close
Yeah.
friends, and even
See,
made
now the hundreds of people have heard your story, which is pretty cool, I think. So
yeah,
I
maybe some
appreciate you, man.
right, bring some. I'd love to go under hypnosis, but I don't think my mind's capable of it.
Oh, your mind is, I'm sure if you went to the proper person who does hypnosis regarding what you went through, there's a lot of things that would come to the surface. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
There's these guys that follow every comment I make on social media. Like these guys are hardcore. Like they call they I get a call from a private number, and they're like, "This is your bank. This is your bank number. This is your passcode," and like really private stuff, right? And I'm like, what do you do with that? He's like, we want you to work with us, because
yeah,
of your experiences and because of your the way you leave messages. You know what I mean? Just a different hall of thinking. And then they're like, "Have you ever heard of think tanks?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not sure what a think tank is. I think it's where like a bunch of people get together and get exchange ideas." But yeah, they're like, holler if you want us, and like we can prove that we're more than just a couple of scammers.
all
Like
right,
we're U.S. government. So I don't know if I'm going
all
to
right.
skip that or not.
Yeah, I would stay away from that and be very careful on those things. All right, Cole,
Yeah,
I want to
sure.
thank you, man, for coming up here.
Dude, thanks for the speech. Thanks for letting me tell my story.
I appreciate you very much, everyone. Cole, our first guest for the night up in Canada, and some great stuff, some really interesting, like generational experiences with apparently missing time, his parent, his father, and with his own experiences with the Zeta and what he went through. So yeah, definitely. And video, Cleo has a video to show of an orb. I'd like to see that. Let me see. We have a guest in the queue here, and I'm going to bring Star up. Star was a recent guest, and if you wish to be a guest on the show and have information to share, hey, sweet tea, everybody. You're watching Encounters. This is the late night number one spiritual UFO talk show. We will be with you until about 1 a.m. That's a 2-hour show, and we really are glad to have you with us. Hey, Star.
Hello, good sir. Good to
Good
see
evening.
you.
How are you doing?
Well, there's a reason I came up tonight. You
I
won't
have a
believe
feeling.
it, but I saw my first moving orb tonight.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
I was on the way home from helping my grandmother because she just moved into her new house, and we had to drive her to some appointments. And I come home, and the moment I step outside of the car, I see. Well, let me just show you actually. Forgive, there's no music or
And again,
anything.
let me just say this is for entertainment purposes only. And we are going to, on the show, do a little mini news segment of an orb. And can you tell us where this was located?
Yeah, so this is in Boston, Massachusetts,
Boston. Okay.
and this was at 5:30 p.m. today.
5:30 p.m. today.
Let me s-
Breaking encounters news of an orb in the Boston area. We're going to take a
and
look at this.
I was a little excited, so you're gonna hear me in the background, but
Okay.
I'll turn it down a
And
little
this
bit.
is a star is presenting this content that she recorded for this show here on Encounters, just to make sure everything is kosher. So we're going to
Yes.
see an orb in a minute,
Let me turn this off. Okay.
and we'll see this orb from the Boston area, and that little white area there is the orb, correct?
Yep, that's it. You'll see it moving.
Hey y'all! Hey fam, that's the fam right there. Oh my god, that's the fam.
And it's and that round thing is moving on its own.
Yes, it's moving, and then it even
Oh my
disappears.
goodness, that's the fam right there. That's the fam. Wow.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Back. Wow. Come back.
The kid wants it to come back, right?
That's me actually.
Oh, that's you saying that?
Oh my
You're
god.
telling it to come.
Yeah.
Fam.
It
You're
disappears
saying
around
come
this
back.
part.
Okay.
Bye. See y'all later.
See y'all later.
Bye. See y'all later, y'all.
And that's the end.
That's great. That's just great.
Yeah,
Here I am
but
thinking.
it was awesome. It's here, I'll rewind it a little bit.
Yeah, no, that was pretty cool.
But it was literally rainbow color. It goes from green to purple, and it's just moving through the
Well, look
trees.
at that. Yeah. How high up would you say it was in the sky?
Well, okay, I'll start from the beginning so you could see before I zoomed out. So that's the top of a house, and that's where it is right there. And these are
Okay.
stars up here.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe really, really low. Not like what I
Okay.
usually see by my house. This was completely different, and it just changes, different colors, and it's just trotting along, doing its
Doing its
thing.
own. It's doing its thing. Yeah. It's just like oh, there. Do you think that the orb note? I mean, the intelligences within the orb noticed that you were videotaping it?
Oh, for sure, because if you notice in the beginning, here I'll rewind it a little bit. In the beginning, it didn't move, and then it starts moving when I zoom in.
Yeah.
So it's stationary right here. You could kind of see with the tree.
Yeah.
And then it just starts moving to the left. No navigation lights, and it was just awesome.
No, that's pretty cool.
It's my
And no
first time.
navigation and no navigation lights. If she has navigation lights, it's either it could be a military drone or it could be a conventional aircraft. But her thing is no conventional lights.
And if you
She
notice, it's going downwards. There's a star right here,
yeah yeah
and
yeah
here I'll rewind it a little bit more. But it takes like a diagonal path
yeah.
downwards, and then it just disappears.
Now Sandra in Massachusetts saying she also had it happen to her tonight. She says I'm checking time on her video. She says she recorded an orb tonight too.
Wow, yeah, this was at 5:30 p.m. for me.
Sandra, what time did you record yours? Star said 5:30 p.m. on hers.
And for the past week, I've been, sitting, doing some meditations. I was
Yeah.
trying to. I have ADHD, so it's kind of hard. But
Okay.
in my head, every night, I say, if you guys are out there, I want to be able to see you guys. I want to walk outside my house and see you guys. And lo and
Right.
behold, on tonight, on a full moon, this is what I saw. And it just disappeared until night.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, it was
Yeah.
so awesome. I still can't even believe it.
Yeah. See, that's amazing. That kind of thing is really amazing to me. Well, Star, I want to thank you for bringing that up. This is from Star, Boston, Massachusetts area. Orb, seen tonight at 5:30 p.m. And she shared it right here on Encounter. Star, thanks so much.
Thank you. Thanks for always having me up.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. You always have something to bring up here, and we appreciate you.
Thanks. I appreciate you too.
Okay, and I'm going to bring her down gently here. And let me see. You know, it's really weird. I'm looking at my screen, and I don't see how many people are watching me. It's like that part of the screen is not showing anything. That's pretty weird. I don't quite understand that. Why am I not? Isn't that kind of weird? Uh, it doesn't tell me how many people are watching the show. I mean, I know how many people are watching the show, but it doesn't tell me how many likes I've got. I see someone pressing the stars for the likes. I don't even see the likes anything up here. That's really weird. Maybe TikTok is having problems. It says 48.9. I don't even see that. Okay. Kendra, I just shared a cloaked orb on your TikTok. Okay, Kev Don. Very good. A cloaked orb. Okay, I'll have to take a look at that. For sure. Thank you, Kev Don. Let me just do this here. We're 50K, all right. Let me go to, I'm going to go on the TikTok here. You're watching Encounters. Welcome, everybody. I also have a video later in the show of an air flight where somebody recorded an orb outside the window of the air flight. This recording, I think, happened this evening or yesterday night. Let me see here. I'm going to go backwards here and go on to, I'll have to find it. When I do find it, Kev Don, I will take a look and see where it is here. I'm not going to worry about that now. So it's good to have you with us. And Maggie Million says, I can't wait for contact to happen. I think that would be, it's also on my TikTok, Kev Don. So let's see. If we go to Kev Don's area, let's see if I can do this here. Kev Don's got a video. Let's see. Well, now I'm following Kev Don, so maybe it'll show up. You're watching Encounters. I'll have to look for it later. No worries. Am I expecting contact tonight? Interesting, Stella. You should say that. I have no idea. If there's going to be contact tonight, I have no idea. It's very interesting you would say that. I'm not expecting contact tonight. Me physically, no, not tonight. If I have contact tonight for the first time, I will be very excited about that. Believe me. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think if we have contact tonight, I think we'll all be very excited. Anything's possible. This show is very spontaneous, so anything. I've had a lot of encounters with ETs. L7U7K7E. Let's see. L7 says I've had many contacts. So let me see here with ETs. Okay, your name is Luke. And you got to be over 18 to come on the show. No trolls. You have to be over 18 and an adult. No smoking on the show. No vaping. No drinking. No drugs. No drunks. No paranormal discussion. No religion. No politics. Luke, good evening.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I'm a little sick right now, and my wife's
we're all
asleep,
going through
so
cold.
I just kind of stepped out on the porch.
Yeah, the cold thing has been happening for a lot of us here. So,
Yeah.
well, welcome to the show.
Yeah,
Where are you located?
I live in Oklahoma.
Okay, Oklahoma, great. Good to have you with us here. So, you tell us a little bit about your background and how you had a lot of, obviously, when people have a lot of contacts, when did it start for you? Give us a sort of background history.
Kind of started when I was, I want to say, like in, I don't know, early childhood,
Mm-hmm,
I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I started whenever I was. I'm trying to put an age on it, and it's really hard for me because I have a hard time.
Would you say 7
I
or
have a
8
hard
years
time
old,
doing
maybe,
that.
or 6? When you were just a single
Yeah,
digit? Okay.
that sounds
That's fine, just roughly in that
sounds
area.
yeah.
We'll go with
And
that.
and one of the things that really stood out to me was one time. Well, it wasn't like one of the major ones that happened, but like it's the thing that sort of made me start like you know believing in aliens and whatnot, and maybe alien abductions,
Yeah.
like what people talk about. And well, I would like wake up with nosebleeds, and I woke up levitating in the air, and then and about a second later, after I woke up, I fell on the ground and landed on a bunch of shit that was on the ground
Yeah.
that me and my brother had scattered out. And I can tell you about one of the crazier ones though. So I was letting my dog out. This is at my mom and stepdad's house. I'm actually writing a book about all these.
Oh, good.
And I was letting my dog out, or my sister's dog. Only my mom and stepdad were home at the time, and I looked. I went outside because I like to go outside and look at the stars and stuff. It was kind of a warm, unusually warm night, and it was pretty clear out. So I went outside to go check things out and look around.
Yeah.
Like I like to do. And so I went out there and I started feeling this like weird like whirling sound, but like more like a feeling, like like when you go to a concert and you feel like the bass, and it's you feel it more than you hear it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, what the hell is that? Like, what the hell is that noise? And so I started looking around, and I started following it, and I look over the fence, and there was a UFO, and it was outside my house on the street, and I was at this point, I thought I was going crazy, and because it was in the middle of the night, and surely somebody had to have seen something. Like, why wasn't anybody else seeing this? I mean, I
Right.
know everybody's probably asleep, but still, I mean, you would think that somebody would sense something.
Right.
And so I just kind of like went inside and told myself, I'm just going crazy. And I went inside and went into the kitchen and washed my face, and I could look out the kitchen window and still see it. And I was washing my face, trying to just get a grip, and some, I something, two entities were exiting the craft. One was a little girl, and one was a something else. I don't know what it was. And I could hear the little girl talking to me telepathically, saying, "Daddy, come with me, come outside," or kind of freaking me
Interesting.
out.
Yeah.
And so that freaked me out, and I didn't know what the fuck to do, and so I ran into the living room, because I didn't, I was just kind of spiraling out of control at that point. And I was like, I'm just having a nightmare, right? Okay, so like, and what can I do to make sure that I know I'm not having a nightmare, or like ground myself in reality? And I thought about constants, like time. You
Yeah.
can't tell time in a dream. You
Yeah.
can't. That's just like a fact. And so I
Yeah.
looked
And
at
just
the
so you know,
clock, and
we
it was
have to we have
10:33.
to what we just have to watch out for the cursing and then the languaging.
Oh, sorry.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
no, you didn't know that, but
That's
that's
my
all
bad.
right. But now you know. But
And so it was 10:33,
mhm.
and 10:33 p.m. and it was on February 25th,
Mm.
2016, and
Wow.
I turned around, and I saw this this thing at my door, and it was one of those foggy doors, like
Yeah.
foggy glass. And so I could only get really like a vague silhouette, and it was like, it had like long spindly, fingers. It was kind of flaunting and shit. It was really weird, and and I was really freaked out by this point. So I was trying to figure out any way into my parents' room, and to my left, at this point, there's a double-sided fireplace. I don't know if you're familiar with those, but like in one side was the living room, and on the other side was my parents' room. So you could literally crawl through the fireplace into my parents' room. And that's exactly what I did. I started crawling through the fireplace because I was so terrified. I didn't want to even go anywhere near the door to get to their room. So I started crawling through the fireplace and to get to their room.
Hmm.
And it started getting really bright, uh, really bright. And I looked at my parents and my stepmom, and my mom and my stepdad, and it looked like they were having sleep paralysis because their eyes were open, and
Hmm.
their eyes looked like they were screaming,
Yeah.
and I didn't know what to do, and you know the whirling got, and the buzzing got louder, and I just woke up on my bed, boots on my pillow, like fully clothed,
Right.
backwards,
Right.
like, yeah, my tongue was out on the bed,
Oh my
and I
God.
was face
And what? And
down.
what? By the way, what year was this, Luke? When did this happen?
This was 2016.
2016.
Yeah, I was tongue out, face down, backwards on the bed, and I ran into the bathroom, and I could peel pieces off my tongue. It was so dry.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was
Now, did you
Is
have like a missing time? That's always the question I have when I hear these
yes,
stories.
yes.
And how much missing time did you have?
That's a good question. I woke up. It was about 5 or 6 in the morning. So
Hmm.
from 10:33 to about 5 or 6. So that would be
Mm-hmm.
about 7 hours
7 hours.
gone.
7 hours of missing time. So when you were missing time, which is like an abduction, what time did that happen?
It happened at 10:33 p.m.
10:30 p.m. So at 10:30 p.m. you disappear, you're gone, and you come and you're gone for several hours. When do you
Yeah,
re-enter back into your bed? What time was that?
it was around 5 or 6 in the morning.
Oh my God. So at 10:30 p.m. you're taken and abducted, and then at around 7:30 in the 7:30 in the morning you are back
Oh no,
in your home.
it was about 5 or 6.
5 or 6 in the morning you're back in your home. That's a lot of hours of missing
Hmm.
time, physically speaking.
Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
don't. Kind of struggled to adjust my reality to all of this,
Yeah.
because I would have rather have just been crazy, and
Mm-hmm.
it would
Mm-hmm.
have been easier to just rationalize it like that. But
Yeah.
I know what I remember,
Yeah.
and it was
Wow.
very mind blowing.
So when you had the missing time, did you feel like not only were you taken by these beings, do you feel you were also being implanted by them? Usually, when
I
people are
don't know.
abducted, they could potentially put implants in your body to so they can monitor you and not they don't lose track of you. These specific ETs.
I don't know. Maybe it's possible for sure. I've definitely it's
Hmm.
crossed my mind more than once. And, I've actually taken a picture of a UFO over my house
Yeah.
that I'm currently living in,
Hmm. Someone's
and
asking me,
like
Leanne's asking me, why do I suggest they've been implanted? Because 99% of the cases of my interviews of people that have actually been implanted, maybe 1% or less. So I'm not suggesting you've been implanted, but
right,
let me,
it's possible
it's possible.
though.
So with the experience, do you feel this missing time was a positive experience for you or a negative experience?
It was well, that one was a negative for me.
That was a negative.
Um,
See?
right, right. Now maybe they didn't, maybe it wasn't intentionally negative, on their
Right.
part. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
I have no idea.
yeah, I even have a picture of a UFO over my house. Like I went outside with my wife,
Yeah.
and I felt eyes on me, like
Hmm.
a lot of eyes, so to speak. Like a
You're being
heavy,
watched.
yeah, heavy set of eyes on me.
Hmm.
And I felt like it was coming from above me. And
Hmm.
so I got my camera out as fast as I could, took a picture without even looking of the sky before I
Hmm.
could even look up. And
Hmm.
I got a picture of a UFO over my house.
Yeah. Well, the fact is, when you talk about having a nosebleed, this is I want to make it clear to people that when I talk about implants, I'm pretty knowledgeable in the subject. I've been doing this for years. If you have been abducted and had missing time, and you also have nosebleeds, if put it this way, if a positive space people were to visit you and take you, you wouldn't have any missing time at all. You'd actually be conscious. They'd be talking to you. They probably would look like us. They'd probably be a little bit taller than we are, and they'd be loving beings. When you have missing time, and I'm responding to some people in the audience, just to educate people, and you have nosebleeds, if you read any books about hypnosis on abductions, 99% of the people that were abducted had nosebleeds and also had implants. and those implants were put in there by the negative, lower vibrational ETs for for
Right.
whatever the purpose was. I'm not saying I know all the purposes. I really don't. But when anybody in the 3 years I've done this show, I can tell you I've taken out, I've dealt with over 50 plus, 60 plus people where I've actually taken out implants in their body remotely from here and destroyed the implants because they were all negative. I've never met a
Right.
person that had an implant that was positive in all the interviews I've done in the last 3 years. But anyway, I'm just responding to some people that have questions and I want to be able to answer their
Hmm.
questions. Do your parents remember anything regarding this
That's
themselves,
a
your
yeah.
parents?
I saw that question.
Yeah,
But I so that morning I was gathering myself in the bathroom, and I was just washing my mouth out with water until my tongue like rehydrated. I was really
yeah,
worried because I thought my tongue might just fall off for some reason, just because it was so dry, and it was scaring me. And
yeah.
after I after that af- after that I went downstairs and I knocked on their door. It was really early, so they they you know they weren't the best parents. So, but
Okay,
I knocked on their door and I asked them. I was freaking out. I kind of just collapsed and was babbling and upset and crying and snotting and and
yeah,
I was asking them if there was like an earthquake last night and maybe that could
yeah.
explain it. I was reaching and I was asking them if they remembered anything, and they were like, "No, we don't know what you're talking about." So I was like, "Okay," and I just went on, and but like stuff like this was extremely common in my
Yeah,
life, so I just kind
yeah.
of, I mastered the art of just putting it behind me and just accepting the fact that no one's gonna really understand what I'm talking about.
Well, people in my audience now are hearing your story, and there are nights on here, Luke, where I will focus on people that have been missing time, and I might even do this on Wednesday night. Do a removal of implants show. I don't know how new are
Hmm.
you to my show?
I'm pretty new.
Okay,
I
that's
haven't
fair
really
enough.
been on like ET sort of lives, so
Okay,
I don't really
that
know what you do on here.
okay. So I'm going to give you some background on me. So I'm a contactee. When I was a kid, I
Hmm.
had contact with space people. I went upstairs. And I lived in a two-story house in a cul-de-sac in a suburban neighborhood, and it was after dinner. I went upstairs, went to my brother's room, and I went upstairs for no reason whatsoever. Opened the blinds of my brother's wooden blinds, and there's a spaceship, what you call your typical saucer type craft with tinted
Right.
windows, and men and women that are human. They were light blue outfits, and they were telepathic. And the one thing they had told me is that you are not from here. I was a kid, preteen.
Right.
So my experience was the opposite. So there's two things. There's the abduction missing time experience, and then there's the contactee experience, which would be what you consider the
Right.
opposite side of the coin, so to speak. So just to give you some background. Later on in years, and this is the last 3 years, I have space family that are on a spaceship. I'm what I call a star seed. A star seed is basically someone. I'm human. I have a job. I do things. I played sports in high school. I mean soccer and whatever, those kinds of things. But I do
Right.
have space family that are human off planet, and my father gave me the ability less than a year ago to remotely with the palm of my hands. I have had people on here, and I remove the implants. If I find an implant in your body, I take out the implant and I destroy it. Just so you know,
Okay.
just give some background. So I'd like to do to do maybe tomorrow night. I think I'm going to do is an implant removal. Part of my show tomorrow night. I think I'm going to do implant removals, and I stopped
Okay.
doing it for a while because I was sick. I had a cold. My energy level wasn't there, and I was off the air for a good couple of days within the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
So
man. I hear that. I'm sick right now. I've
yeah,
had a
I can hear
fever
that.
of like
Yeah, you know,
103.
wow, crazy. But if you're up to it, when you
It's
feel
nuts.
better, I'd like to focus on doing something with you here on the show, and I'd like to scan you for implants. And if you have implants, which I think you do, I will remove the implants and I will destroy the implants, and you'll never have any problems again. I guarantee it.
Okay. Well, I'm
That's
all
and I
for
do
it.
that. I do this
I'm all for it.
unconditionally. There's no tie to it. There's no like you have to do this for me. I do this because I'm here
All
to
right.
do this, and it's part of what I've been gifted by my father to be able to do. So, hey, Luke, I want to thank you, man, for coming up here.
Sounds good.
I
Yeah,
hope you
no
get
problem.
better and get rid of that fever. You know,
Yeah, me too.
absolutely. Everybody, thank Luke for coming up here. And when you feel better, we're on at
Thanks for
11
having me.
o'clock. We're on 11 Eastern, 10 Central, which would be 9 Mountain, and 8 o'clock West Coast nightly.
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
I appreciate it, Luke. We're going to bring him down. All right. Another great story. Really, a really great story. Missing time, all that stuff. It's pretty amazing when you have missing time from 10:30 at night till about 5 in the morning, and you have nosebleeds. We're talking most definitely he was most like not only abducted, he was most likely implanted by lower VBTs. And DJ Joe, let's talk about the Philippines a little bit. You want to come up and share a little bit about what's happening up in the Philippines? Tell us the latest from the Philippines about this green massive UFO thing. I think it's a good story. You got to be over 18. Again, no foul language. Thank you for the coffee. All that caffeine is going to keep me awake tonight till at least 1 o'clock. So thank you for the virtual coffee. We appreciate that. Thank you, Dominica. And yeah, I thought that Jules was also ringing. The little girl calling him daddy. Yeah, that was very unusual, Jules. I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to bring DJ Joe up, a friend of the show, talk about what's going on in the Philippines with a massive sighting there. And you're watching Encounters, this late night spiritual UFO talk show. As you can see, the commander's feeling a lot better. A little bit of a very little left of what was a major cold for a few days. But DJ Joe, welcome to the show. Hey,
Yo,
DJ Joe.
Commander. Yeah. Hi. Hi to
How
all
you
the
doing?
viewers. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just here just to inform you that there's a massive UFO sightings
Yeah.
took place probably last night here in the Philippines.
Okay.
If you haven't seen the video yet, just type massive UFO Philippines update, and you can see
Massive
that on
UFO
TikTok.
Philippines update. It's on
Yeah.
TikTok, correct?
Or
Uh,
UFO sightings in the Philippines
uh,
today
let me
update.
let me keep you up here for a minute. So,
Yeah, sure.
um, let me see what's going on here. This something going on in London too. Let's see, massive. Let's see here, UFO sightings.
Yeah, the huge huge green UFO
Massive, huge green UFO.
Philippines. Just type it.
Huge green UFO. Let's try that, folks. And let me see here. It says massive mothership UFO filmed in 2003. Looking for the green UFO. Yeah, okay. There's a thing here. Bright green craft over Philippines. There's
Yeah,
a couple, and I see here. Here's the original video. I don't know. I think this is it. It says I'm showing it here. I think there's a video here. It looks like I don't know
it's
who had
just
the
like
original video.
a massive UFO in the sky. I mean, I
Oh
think
yeah.
the spacecraft forgot to, to blend its color.
Okay, this one here looks like it could be UFO lore. One day ago, UFO footage from the Philippines. UFO is emitting a green glow. I can show this right now just so people can see it. Give me a
Yeah,
second
sure.
here. I've
Yeah.
got the video right here, but I don't. I'd like to find out who was the original person who videotaped it. Do you know who that is?
No, but I believe it's a Filipino. There's a lot of sightings, UFO sightings here in the Philippines, but unfortunately, less media coverage. I mean, less people
Yeah.
they don't care.
Well, this could be the person. It says one day ago. We'll take a look at this for a minute just to let people see it. Let me just go on my other screen here, everybody. You're watching Encounters. We're going to show you the video that he's talking about from the Philippines, and we'll go to that here. I'm going to switch the camera just for a minute. I'm going to switch myself out of the thing here. Turn the lights off for a minute. This is for entertainment purposes and educational purposes. Only this thing is really massive. Let me get in here. Hold a minute. And we'll show you here. Here we go. This is the
Yeah.
unidentified object spotted in the Philippines. In the video, you'll see it get bigger. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is out of the Philippines, and this happened about a day ago, right?
Yes. Yes. And
At
I
least,
think based on the size, it's totally massive.
yeah, it seems like it's really big. Did anybody have any idea how high up in the sky it was over the Philippines?
Based on my observation, I think it's probably 200 or maybe more than
Really?
yeah,
Interesting footage.
200 or
Look at this.
300 feet from the air.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'll find out who the original videotaper was of the video because I want to see. I'm sure they might have more footage. I'll find out.
It's,
I'll do
it's
some research. If you
just a
happen,
flashback. Just a
yeah,
flashback that like a year ago, I was your guest. I was
yeah.
giving this chance to explain my UFO encounters,
I remember.
and
Yeah,
as soon as I saw that video, the flashbacks come back again. I
yeah.
remember
See,
the UFO that I saw,
yeah,
and it's pretty creepy.
yeah. This thing is pretty cool, though. This is, you know, this is. It could. Someone said it could be a mothership. It probably is,
Yes, I
without a
do
question.
agree.
Let me go back to the screen here. But this is the kind of stuff we're going to see more and more of, not just in the Philippines, but also all over the world. As these ships decloak, we'll be able to see more and more of the visuals of these different ships. And we started off the end of 2024, beginning of 2025 with the what people call the drones. And then
Hmm.
after the drones, we see all these orbs coming out of the ocean. And
Hmm.
people, my friend in Boston, recorded an orb around 5:30 this evening, her first videotape. So I think we're going to see a lot more of this activity, don't you?
Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
It's very. How can I tell this? I mean, how can I explain this? There's a lot of UFO sightings here in the Philippines,
yeah.
but only 5 or less than 5% are being, post viral. I mean, posted among social media.
And why is that?
Because
Why do you think is it the Philippine area? Why don't people upload the videos?
for much reason, I do believe that, some people don't have a proper explanation to themselves.
Yeah,
They don't care much because they don't know much.
right. They don't really know what it is, so they just
Yeah,
record it, maybe see it, just put it on their thing, and they don't even think about it.
yeah. So
And
yeah,
yeah, there you go. Right?
yeah, that's it. I'm just here just to inform you, Commander,
No,
that there's a huge UFO
no. I'm glad you
sightings.
did. I would have never known about that unless you told us, and I'm really proud
Yeah,
that you, DJ Joe, has been a previous guest before a long time ago.
yeah.
Keep us informed. And if you see anything out there, you're my eyes and ears out there in the Philippines. And if
Yeah,
you
sure. Thank
yourself
you.
record any interesting or positive spaceship stuff or anything, record it. Let me know. We'll definitely bring you up here.
Yeah, sure. A
All
pleasure.
right, DJ
Yes, thank you,
Joe,
Commander.
Philippines.
Yes,
Always,
thank you.
always a
Thank you so
pleasure,
much.
brother. All right, we'll
Okay.
bring it down. And you're watching Encounters. We have our contacts all over the place. That was quite a video. And there's a video later on I'm going to show from a flight where somebody was recording orbs in the distance on a flight over, I don't remember what city it was going over to, where it was going, but I have the video. It's from one night ago, I believe. And I still have plenty of apple cider. I'll tell you, I got a gallon of apple cider before last weekend. I still have over a half a gallon of apple cider. I'm loaded up with apple cider for the next few nights easily. And that's exactly what we do every show, have a glass of apple cider. So welcome to the show. If you're just new to the show, this is Encounters, the Nolan Spiritual UFO Talk Show. And tonight, of course, part of my TikTok feature thing is not working. It's not showing me how many people are liking the show, so I have no idea. It might just be a glitch or something. But yeah. Anyway. Nope. Apple cider, Melissa. I don't do apple cider vinegar. I don't think I'd last too good. We have 86,000. Good. And it's only 12:27. Thank you for the updates. I can't even see that. So, yes. And I admit it, Dragon. I have an apple cider addiction. I really do. I'm at 86. Great. So there's a lot going on. I want to show you this video. This is from a flight. And if it's still here, I will be happy to show it. Of course, now my cat's talking. My cat's now coming over here. Here it is. I got it. This is flight 1560 UAP, United something. This is a United Airline flight 1560 SJO, EWR Boeing 737 MAX 8 at 8:30 p.m. January the 11th. Location in transit from Virginia, Carruthers Corner, right side of the aircraft facing Atlantic Ocean. Recording device Samsung Galaxy S22. Object spotted at 8:30 p.m. Eastern while my flight was passing over Carruthers Corner en route 205 at an elevation of 36,825 feet. There was another commercial air flight object blinking in the back. That was just across the bay at about the same altitude and slightly higher. An object in question appeared to be slightly lower than maybe 30,000 feet. And below the horizon, in line into my viewpoint, the camera, you can sort of make it out in the footage. And the person checked out the flight trader radar and could not notice anything between their plane and the other flight, which was flight FLE 2631. When they checked the tracker, they noted it was heading in the same direction as the plane, but on a slight angle. Meanwhile, the object identified as odd remained stationary. So it looks like this person picked up an orb, and you'll see it in the picture here. I think we're going to show this to you. They zoom in on this object, and it's pretty crazy. You know, it's pretty crazy. Let me show you this here. I'm going to turn the light out. You're going to see this is from a United Airline flight, and I just gave you some background information here. This particular video that you're going to see was from the other day or evening. We're going to switch here. Make sure I get out of the screen for a minute. Okay, we're out of the screen. Now I'm going to show you the video. Okay, here's the video. Let's see here. Let me go here and try to play it at the beginning. Okay, watch this. And this is a United Airlines flight about 35,000 feet facing towards the Atlantic. you'll be able to see it's a little bit grainy, but there is an orb in the video, an object. Okay. You'll see there is an object in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry for the graininess. See if we can. You'll see one light in there. Okay. Anyway, it's not like the longest video, but it definitely shows. I'll have to post it on my Ashtar Command page. I'll have to post it. I'll definitely have to post it here. All right. And I look at commercial airline flight videos. I definitely look at those too to see exactly. Some of the airline flight videos that people record are really clear, and some of them, it depends on their camera, are not as clear as it, for me, that it could be. But there is stuff going on out there. A lot of stuff going on out there. Excuse me, here. You're watching Encounters. If you have a story to tell, you've never been on the show before, you have to be over 18. If you're videotaping and documenting orbs or UFOs activity in your part of the world, and you want to share your video footage and talk about it, we'd love to hear your story. Lynn, welcome to the show. Hot Wheels, welcome. Elaine, welcome to our show. All the new people. Jen, welcome. Mama, welcome. We'd love to hear from you folks. Lindsay L., thanks for joining us. Good to have you all with us here tonight. Tina's wondering if people have had ring in there lately. Not me personally. I can't speak for other people. Thank you, Rogue, for the update. And Dale Hunt says yes. I would suspect some people would say yes, some people say no. It's going to be varied. So there is quite a bit of activity in the world of ufology here. I'm just going here to check something. Now, let's see if there's any other things happening here in the very strong world of UFOs. And just put down UFO sightings or UFOs for a specific date. Today's date, UFOs, January 2025. And there are sightings happening. There's one here from January 14th. The problem is there's a lot of dot type sightings. Okay, then there's a lot of sightings that are, and there are people posting fake UFO sightings as well. They're creating these CGI videos, although this one here is pretty interesting. It's a multicolored object. The person was a little bit afraid when they recorded it, and this is from January 12th. So if we put January 12th in, it'll probably bring up the original video. I'm not sure if this is in Pennsylvania. It could have been Pennsylvania. And let's see, on the 12th, UFOs in Pennsylvania. I don't see this. Oh, here it is. This might have been the person, a woman over central Pennsylvania. A woman recorded this over central Pennsylvania. Let's see if there's an original copy of the video. I'm going to show it to you anyway. I don't know who the woman was who recorded it. but it is interesting. Uh-oh. I'm getting a visibility restriction by TikTok. It says here, let's see, submit feedback, appeal. Let's see, I'm going to say it's unclear, and I'm going to appeal. I have an appeal in progress. Your live is not eligible for recommendations and restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. This is in line with the for your feed eligibility standards under our community guidelines, January 15th, 2025. I am appealing this, and I'm just, hey, we got to 100,000. Thank you. Again, TikTok's algorithm thinks that what I was showing, because it's not something I recorded, I should not be showing video unless I recorded it. I disagree with that. When you're doing a UFO show, you show video footage from all over the world, and I never claimed any of the videos mine. I explained that the video comes from somewhere else, but it is UFO footage from an airline flight that somebody recorded. And in the appeal, it gives me options, and I said, I don't understand it. So I'm saying to the algorithm, to a computer, I don't understand you. I'm telling the computer, I do not understand you. Leave me alone. I'm just a commander doing a show here. Leave me alone. You know? But they've done this to me before, and I just have the option to say, I don't understand what you're talking about. And that's the one I check. I check the one where I act like I'm really not smart and I have no idea what you're talking about. And anyway, it is like Kim said, it's for educational purposes only. You know, not worried about it. You know, I'll still say TikTok is better than all the other garbage out there. You know, I can deal with this. This is no big deal. It's a computer. It's an algorithm. That's all it is. So thank you for the gifts. We appreciate it. Hey, Sonia, thank you. I like that. Yeah, we love the TikTok shop. I always win because the computer cannot win with somebody who's smarter than the computer. When an algorithm thinks it's smarter than the commander, the algorithm better get itself like a computer lawyer or something. I don't know. Anyway, what do I know? I've got my apple cider. So the algorithm from TikTok, this is my apple cider I'm drinking. Do you have anything to say about apple cider? I'm asking the algorithm on TikTok, does there's anything it wants to say about New England apple cider? I'm drinking it. I just did. I just drank a glass of apple cider. I do have a sense of humor. That's probably why the algorithm is upset, because I don't get upset. It's not my nature. You know? That's right, Tara. If it's hard apple cider, I would be in very big trouble. Terry, I'm not worried about TikTok being banned. It's not going to get banned. I am very confident in my inner meditation. TikTok will be here. Senator Congressional person Kahan, and also Representative Markey, who's a U.S. Senator. They're all fighting now, and Senator and the congressional person Kahani, I think it is. He's going to try to meet with the current president of the United States on this planet, and he's going to try to get him to stop the ban before he goes out of office. So supposedly, I just saw a video in here from Kahan, who stated that he has met or he is meeting with the current president, Joe Biden. And if he gets him, I think they're trying to get him, Joe Biden, to reverse what he signed to unban the ban. There's a lot of movement going on, and it's all because of all of us, because of all of us jumping up and down and screaming. All the people in Washington are freaking out now because we're standing up for our rights as millions and millions of Americans in the United States here. And we're saying, no, we're not going to, give our money to that other application that is absolutely ridiculous. And we're not leaving TikTok. And then you got half of these people in protest. They went to another app in China in protest, and it made NBC News. And NBC News starts talking about all these people on TikTok using this app in China, and it was pretty funny. So we are shaking Washington up, folks. Believe it or not, we are actually not going anywhere. Don't be afraid of anything. The government's not going to shut us down. The United States government and the people that are so-called elected people, they all need to be kicked out of office when re-election comes up. They all need to be thrown out of office. Every single one of these people, except for the ones that are fighting to have us have TikTok be unbanned. But for the majority of them, they need to be kicked out of office. Every one of them. They're panicking. They're panicking because they thought we were going to be little sheep and we were going to quietly get off TikTok and let it be banned and go about our ways and maybe go fishing or go on a trip to Disney World. But no, Washington, you see, the people on this planet, in this part of the world, on TikTok, we are united and we will never be divided. And the mistake you folks made in Washington and the arrogance that you made in Washington was thinking that we were just going to go away. And in another 5 days, we would go and get the app turned off of our little phones, and we'd go back to watching little game shows on TV, and maybe The Price is Right in the afternoon, and all those silly little shows. And maybe we'd become zombies and do whatever you wanted us to do. But no, you see, we have consciousness, and consciousness is liberation. And we are here to bust. What are we here to bust? What are we here to bust on this planet? We're here to bust the matrix. So I'm going nowhere. Encounters is right here on TikTok. We're going nowhere. We're not disappearing. We're not going underground. We're not hiding. We are here and we are busting collectively your matrix, Washington. We're busting your three-piece suits, your ties, your little smug attitudes, and all your rich friends that have all this money. We're busting their matrix. Because when the space people come and contact happens, I am amped up right now. Don't get me started. All right. When the space people come here, all of you people in Washington that think you have a committee to be on, you're going to have nothing. You're going to have absolutely, can I say it? Nothing? You're going to have nothing. You're going to have absolutely nothing. And that goes for every single government that thinks they control the population of their country. You have absolutely no idea what's happening in the next 12 months. You have no idea. I mean, I am now started up here. Let's get rolling. Because to tell you the truth, no matter how much money you have, no matter what kind of fancy car you have, no matter how much money you get from that lobbyist or this lobbyist, even the lobbyists, you don't matter. Because we, the cosmic people of the universe who are here on Earth, we're taking back our planet. We're taking back our planet soon. I got news for you. You can't ban us. You can't censor us. You can't stop us. Because we're here. And we're here now. And I am going absolutely forward, standing strong here on Encounters, talking about abductions, talking about visitations, talking about UFO sightings, talking about disclosure and the cover-up. And I will talk about it, and we will disclose it here. And You know what? Frankly, that's why it got on to NBC News. And they started talking about it because even the corporate media has to talk about it because we are more powerful than they are. You see, we are the people of Earth. We are more powerful than they are. Do you understand that? Oh, I'm definitely fired up now, man. Watch out. I am so fired up, I don't care. We as people are able to liberate this planet now. Whoever thought that within 70 years, with all this technology and all this garbage going on, you see, the thing is, the Earth-based government in Washington thought they would play a game with us. They thought they were smart enough to ban the application, and that people in this country called Americans and young people and all the different age groups on here, we would just hang it up and we say, oh, we can't do anything about it. They got the power. They did it. We can't do anything. All these people with power, they stopped us. We can't do anything. But the thing is, they didn't stop anything. What they did is incite the people to become activists, to become activated, to be motivated, to be completely and utterly ready to do and stand up to do what they need to do. And that's exactly what we're doing. So if you make any videos out there on TikTok about what's happening, make a video about the social cosmic revolution. Social cosmic revolution. We're in a social media revolution. Let's just, no one else is going to say it on TikTok, but I'm going to say it. I'm not going to, have goofy words here. We're in a social media revolution. This is our media. This is our time. We control the content. The government doesn't control us. The government does not control the content. They don't control my show. I control my show. I interview who I want. I say what I want to say. No one's going to control me. I will say the truth. And I've done it for 3 years here. I will continue to tell the truth here. I will continue to tell you about disclosure and about the cover-up and about the Pentagon and the lies. I will speak that truth. I will. We are in control, not them. So if people ask me again, Commander, where are you going to go? I'm going nowhere. I'm here to fight. I'm here to fight what's right. I'm here to stand up with you together, loud and proud. I don't care where you are, who you are, or what you are in the United States. We come together. We stand together. And united, we will win. And we are going to win. And the politicians tried to hoodwink us, and now look what's going on. They're all freaking out. I guarantee you they're freaking out. I am certain these politicians are freaking out. They don't know what to do. Did they ever think that all these people would be jumping onto another Chinese app, an application, social media app, and it makes the news media? They probably thought everybody was going to jump to Facebook. But Mark Zuckerberg didn't get people jumping to Facebook. They ended up jumping to another popular app in China. And so these people must be really red fumed in their faces in Washington that tried to ban TikTok. Now they got to go after another app. Now, the people that went over to that app in China, they're very smart. They did it to really get these people in Washington going nuts. They did. It's called Red Note or whatever. I'm not going over to Red Note. I'm right here to fight the fight, and I'm here to stand up and be here every night and do what I do. And I'm going to continue doing my show here, downloading my shows, going on my YouTube channel, Astro Command Spaceship News, and I'm going to continue enjoying all of you out here. I'm not going to go anywhere. And when the deadline comes, I'm going to still be here on the 19th, live at night at 11 o'clock doing my show. So I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. This TikTok is not going dark on the 19th. Don't buy into any of that garbage. We're going to be here doing our show, interviewing people, and I'm not going anywhere. Okay? So you don't have to worry or be scared to say, what now I don't have the commander here. The commander is going to be here for all of you. I'm going to be here for all of you because I care about all of you. So I'm going to be here for all of you. Just want you to know that. You know, you're here for me, I'm here for you. We're here with each other. You know, this show became so popular, there's no way I'm jumping ship. You know, I'm not going to ever jump ship on anybody. Never. And I'm going to continue on my show having apple cider nightly because that apple cider is a key part of my show. It's like the co-host of my show. That apple cider with a glass of apple cider, this is my co-host. It's called apple cider. You know my show by the apple cider. You better believe it. But I love y'all, so you know that. You know that. And there's a lot of things going on, you know. A lot of people are definitely. Oh, thank you, Marlene. It is great marketing, I think, too. Yeah, I never thought of that part, but yeah, things have gone sideways tonight. Hey, Paris, good to have you with us. And Missy the kitty, she's sleeping now, but every once in a while, when she's not running away from me, I'll bring her on here on camera so you can see my cat. She's a great cat, and she's a ragdoll. So she's been a part of the history of this show for the last 3 years, and she'll continue if she doesn't get shy. You know what? I should reach out to some major apple cider producers and see if they'll support my show. I could tell them I will drink the apple cider on the show if you sponsor my show. That's a great idea. Have an apple cider company sponsor my show. I like it. Hey, Mike Masters, good to see you. It could possibly work. Marlene, thank you. Let me meditate on that. You know, let me meditate on that and take a look what's happening out there. But right now, the way we see it, I know Stephen Greer has been talking about. Stephen Greer, less than a month ago, talked about early January that there was going to be some major disclosure thing happening, and it's now what's today's date? Today is what, the 14th? 14th, I believe. So I've yet to have. Now I haven't checked on Stephen Greer for any updates, but where is this whole thing with Stephen Greer right now? What's going on with that? Where he was really talking about this group of people within government that were getting together to create some network where they were going to come forward with disclosure. Oh yeah, before the inauguration. Okay, so we still have a few days before inauguration. So let's see. Let's play this out here, and let's see before inauguration day if there's going to be some major fireworks on the cosmic scale in terms of what Stephen Greer calls disclosure. Now, I know enough to know that Dr. Greer has a lot of contacts inside and outside of government. He's spent a lot of years. He's had these conferences in Washington where former military people, naval intelligence, all these people have spoken at these big, big events. So he knows people. Oh, Tara, thank you. I'll have to take a look. So we'll have to see before Inauguration Day or right near Inauguration Day whether we're going to have some sort of a cosmic disclosure event that's going to shake and shatter the world. I would like to see that. You know, I would like to see that. You know, if he is on the up and up about it, I would certainly like to see that happen. Do I like Billy Carson? I have watched some of materials from Billy Carson. Dr. Greer is in your email 2 hours ago. Okay, Tara, I'm going to have to take a look at that. We're coming up to about 12:55 in the morning, and you're watching Encounters. I'm your host, CmdrAleon. I want to welcome all people from all the different countries. Do I think Elon is connected with the cosmos? I think he has an interest in the cosmos, just like any human being. I don't trust him. I don't trust Elon Musk. I've said it before for the last 3 years. I have no trust whatsoever in Elon Musk. I don't trust him at all. And if there's any updates from Dr. Greer, I will play it on here on my program, a recording of whatever he wants to promote in order to, hey, Paranormal, good to see you, brother. Yeah, Dipster, he's always wanted to, he keeps talking about Mars for years. Elon Musk will not be able to even go near Mars. As a matter of fact, Mars is a populated planet of approximately 10 to 15 million inhabitants. And the Martian population will never let Elon Musk near the planet. If any tries to go near the planet, they'll probably send him out to Pluto. Hey, I wanted to go to Mars. Hey, some energy field sent me over to Pluto. I can't get to Mars. Darn it, that's where I wanted to go. I can't. I think he's from England, isn't he? Like, I wanted to go to Mars, but I'm being sent over to Pluto. I can't get back to X. I won't be able to get back to Earth, so I can run my former Twitter company called X. I've got to get on the X account from over here in space and see if I can make contact with some of the people on there and broadcast here that I just passed Mars. I couldn't get to Mars, and I've been sent over to Pluto. I can't get back to Earth. I'm going into outer space. This is Elon Musk, and I must say, my ship is now going in the wrong direction. I can't get back here. Somebody must come out here. Maybe NASA can send a space station up here to help me. Now look, I have ownership in X. I can't get back to Earth. I'm totally lost in space. And my name is Elon, lost in space, Musk. Yeah, I'm lost in space. Elon, bye. I'm sorry that you can't come back. Isn't that too bad? He can't come back. I'm so sad he can't come back. He's lost in space. He's lost the human race, and he's lost in. I'm almost singing a song about that. Elon Musk is lost in space. He can't come back to the human race. He left a long time ago, and he doesn't know what he doesn't know. His ex is falling apart right now. He wants to get back from the divorce, but he can't get back to his ex right now. Oh, wait a minute. X, the social media application. Oh, I got confused there for a minute. Anyway, enough about him. Enough focus on him. I do have a sense of humor. Yes, indeed. I could have been a stand-up comedian, I think, at one time in my life. Could have been. I could have been a contender. The commander. Well, you know what, Basawa, I would do stand-up comedy, but if I stand up too long, I'll get tired. Then I'll have to sit down again. Just kidding. But all right, folks, it's about almost 1 a.m. in the morning. I love you all. We've had a great night together. And I'm going to do some research. I'll be on tomorrow night. I'll be on tomorrow night at 11. And again, if you have any information, if you're somebody, seriously, if you are somebody within the government that has top security clearance, you're always welcome to come on here and share top security cosmic top secret information. We'd love to have you share stuff with us. If you know somebody, and we have like 405 people out here, I would take a guess that somebody out here has connections with a cousin or somebody with top security clearance that wants to tell the truth. Tell them about our show. See if you can get them to come on here anonymously through your TikTok to share information about what they know, and we'll bring them on here. We've had top security people with cosmic top secret clearance on here before. I'd love to have that happen. Message me on TikTok here if you have that connection after the show, and we can arrange it so that they can come on here through your phone and anonymously share information that they have within the Pentagon or the CIA, NSA, Naval Intelligence, NASA, whatever it is. We're happy to have those kind of folks on here too. Everybody have a great night. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you tomorrow night at 11. And remember, we're going nowhere. We're going to be here with you straight through the 19th of January. And we are strong together, united. We stand cosmically strong together. And we are going to have disclosure. And we are going to bust the matrix. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful morning. See you later.